So, one of the questions that is asked is, what is the significance of the Vibhuti and the other objects that you materialize and gift to people? Swami says, so far as I am concerned, this is evidence of my divinity. In the earlier times, for those who wanted to be votaries of God or devotees of God, there was no need of any physical proof. They were ready to listen to the learned elders, gurus, or read from the scriptures, and the inner experience was enough for them to be convinced of divinity. But when the avatar comes, and the avatar has a human form, the human form deludes us by making us feel that that form and ours is same. Added to this, in these scientific times, man is only prepared to believe what he feels, he can sense, he can touch, he can feel, he can smell, okay, whatever is tangible to the sense organs. And that is why Swami says that in these times, he has come with this, he exhibits, he always had this power, but in these times, he exhibits these miracles even more than in the earlier avatars. It was not as if during Krishna avatar, miracles were not there. In fact, the very birth, when he was born, all the locks fell off and Yamuna divided for Vasudeva to take the child. So miracles were always part of the avatar. But in this avatar, it is even more visible. It is even more, shall I say, accessible to the common man. Swami says that what I do is act of creation. It is neither magic nor is it siddhi. It is not magic. Magicians also do this, but Swami says they do not give it to you. Swami says, what I do it without any desire for return. I don't want anything in return. I do not cheat people by transferring objects, but I create them. And then he says, it is a kind of a visiting card, to show us his identity. Because otherwise we think that we get to this feeling that this is also a human form like ours. Once in a while he has to part the curtain, and that is what he does by these miracles. He says, this is a kind of visiting card to convince people of my love for them and secure their devotion. Since love is formless, I use materialization as evidence of my love. It's merely a symbol. Now this is very, very important. Very often, Swami is portrayed as somebody who materializes, and that is the main thing that he does. On the contrary, Swami says, the importance that he gives to all these miracles is equal to that of a mosquito sitting on an elephant. There is much, much more to the avatar than just these miracles. So this man says, Swami, why do you materialize rings, bracelets, watches and that kind of a thing? Swami says, most people desire talismans, symbolic of my protection, so I provide them. When you have a physical object on your person, it is easy for you to remember that Swami's protection is there. When they are in trouble, they feel the grip of the ring, the bracelet or watch to remember me and call me to their rescue so that I can help them. When they are in trouble, in fact, a very classic case is this very hostel block where we are now sitting. It's called as the Yasan Singh block. Mr. Yasan Singh was a very great devotee of Swami. At that time, he was in London, and he was going from the place of his residence to one of his hotels, and he had a very, very serious accident. In fact, it was so serious that the car in which he was traveling was completely pulverized, and he was just sitting on the side of it on a patch of green. And when the police arrived, they asked him, Where are the people who were there in this? Have they been taken to the hospital? When he said that he was the person who was there in that, they would not believe. He did not have a single scratch on his body. But when he looked at the ring that Swami had given him, it had got smashed. And then he understood that the ring had taken the brunt of the accident. And when he went to his hotel, which was just a few minutes away from where the accident occurred, he found a telegram waiting for him, informing him that Swami's protection is there and he is always with him. He took a flight and came to Brindavan, and he just entered when Swami was giving a discourse, and Swami called him to the stage and made him speak about this. Okay, so this is more like a protection. This is something like a talisman, Swami says. Swami says that this Chamatkar, these miracles, are actually meant to make us sit up. What is the purpose of this Chamatkar? If things are ordinary, nobody gets attracted. You need to have something which will attract people and turn their attention, grip their attention. So these Chamatkars grip the attention of people. But Swami does not stop with this. Once he grips your attention, then next thing is Samskar. Anyone who comes to Swami, has to undergo this Samskar process, the refinement, the culture. As Swami reminds us, suppose you take a piece of iron, it is worthless. But the same thing, when it is converted into a watch, it is worth so much more. So it has got cultured, it has got refined, it has so much work has gone into it to make it show the precise time. Swami says that this is what adds value to it. So when we come to Swami, not only do we get attracted to his love, but this love also chisels us. It's like a rock. And from this rock, all that is not Krishna is being chiseled out. So what is left is the Krishna idol. The Krishna idol is taken and placed in a temple and worshipped, whereas the other chips are all left in the marketplace. So even though both are the same rock, the one which has undergone all this chipping is given so much more value and people worship it. So Swami says this Chamatkar leads to Samskar. And that is why you see that people, when they come to Swami and when they stay back, see, it is not easy for everyone to stay back. There are many people who have come to Swami in the earlier times and they have seen stupendous miracles of Swami. The reason why they did not stay back was they were just in awe of all this and they were ready to kind of applaud the avatar. But they were not ready to bring about changes in their own lifestyle which he demanded. So Chamatkar should lead to Samskar. What does this Samskar make you do? It starts making you do Paropakar. Your life is no longer centered on yourself. You now start looking at the society around you and start doing social service, start helping people. You realize that there is more to life than just being egocentric and just to think of you and your family. You should now become selfless. That is the Paropakar. You now go around and do upakar to those around you. Of course, Swami reminds us that Paropakar in his definition is different from our general definition of doing good to society. He says Paropakar can be split into para plus upa plus kara. Anything which makes people come closer to God. Para means Paramatma. Upa means close, like in Upanayanam. Upavas makes you come closer. That is Upa. And Kara is doing. So anything that you do to bring people closer to God. To God means to goodness, to positivity. So anything which you do which inspires others also to adopt that kind of a lifestyle. That is the Paropakar. And then when you start doing this, what is the result of this? Sakshatkar. So you realize your true form. You realize what you really are. Swami says you are not one, but three. The one you think you are, the one others think you are, and the one you really are. The one you think you are is the physical personality. You think I am so and so. There's a label attached to you. there is a profession attached to you, there is, let's say, a class attached to you, there is a religion attached to you, and so on. As long as your understanding of yourself is only limited to that, it is the first I. The second one is your moods and your conduct and your mind, how you react to what happens around you. That is the one others think you are. People judge you from your reactions, from the way you behave in society. But Swami says you must transcend both these and go to the one you really are. What you truly are is the I, the capital I. You should travel from the small I to the capital I, or as Swami says, from the EYE, the body, to the capital I, which is the Atma. So this is the purpose for which the avatar has come. So Chamatkar, Samskar, Paropakar and Sakshatkar. Then the next question that is asked is, what about the Vibhuti materialized by you? We would like to know its relevance. Okay. So what is, Swami has created Vibhuti practically every single day of his life from the time he declared himself as the avatar. Okay. Now, what is the significance of this? Swami would do this on a daily basis for 50, 60 people every day. What I materialize is a manifestation of divinity with a potent significance as well as symbolization. This has, it is a manifestation of divinity. It is not just some powder. But that Vibhuti can bring about miracles. The beauty is that manifestation of Vibhuti still continues. In fact, even in our super specialty hospital in Brindavan, it still continues. In many, many devotees' house, still that Vibhuti keeps on flowing out of the pictures. There is a Samiti in Bangalore where so much of Vibhuti has come. Now, it's very, very interesting because the first time the Vibhuti and turmeric had come, it was quite a bit. It was a huge mound and they were wondering what to do with it. When Swami came in the dream of that person and told him, give it to people who are sick. And he was wondering where he would find so many sick people to give this turmeric to. And the next day, somebody rings him up from America and says, Swami has asked me to collect turmeric which he has materialized in your mandir. And so this man is very delighted and he says, how did you contact me? He says, Swami gave me a telephone number and asked me to ring up. And so I rang up. So this man is overjoyed. There is somebody at the other end who needs this turmeric, who is very sick. And he says, but it will take time for me to send it all the way to America. He says, don't worry. In another half an hour, a person will come to the mandir who is on the way to the airport. I have requested him to pick it up from there and it will reach me within 24 hours. So that is the way that Swami works. This Vibhuti has cured so many diseases. It is symbolic of the cosmic, immortal and infinite nature of all forms of God. It is what is left when everything worldly, transient and changeable has burnt away. As they say, this body is called the Deha. And the definition for Deha is Dahati iti Dehaha. Anything which gets burnt. Okay, this body gets burnt. And when it's burnt, what is left? There is something left which cannot be converted into anything else. It's like the end product. And that end product is Vibhuti. And Swami says it's symbolic of the life-death cycle in which everything ultimately reduces itself to ash. Even the Christians have this, from dust thou art, unto dust thou shalt returnest, they say. And the priest will put ash on your forehead. So this is what happens. This ash is very, very symbolic. And it's a reminder, constant reminder to us that all that we see around us one day or other is going to turn into ash. It is in order to press home this lesson that Swami materializes ash for those who come to him with love and devotion. Okay. Like the other materializations, it also acts as a talisman, healing the sick and giving protection to those who need it. It's a symbol of divinity and it is also a protection that Swami gives, and it is a medicine. there are so many types of Vibhuti Swami has given. This is a very beautiful link between the Shirdi Sai and the Sathya Sai. Let us not forget that Shirdi Sai and Sathya Sai both have aspects of the Shiva avatar. Shiva avatar, Shiva is known to be sitting in the cremation ground with the ash of saintly persons, which has been put all over his body. We'll stop with this for today and continue in the next session. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Bolo Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba Ji Ki Jai.